What's good, y'all? This your boy, the WokeSportsFan, back with another banger of a video. Look, y'all, a game-changing mechanic has just been found in Sparking Zero. Shout out to my boy Kaizen Gods, Neki Kage. They discovered it at PAX West. We about to go through, see how game-changing it is, because if it is how good they say it is, RIP to the classic control scheme, y'all. Let's look at this, man.
Shimosh, that's Japanese for hello, and welcome everybody to this Dragon Ball Sparking video where I'm going to be basically breaking down the new advanced switch combo mechanic that I found at PAX West at Seattle with the new demo build trying Dragon Ball Sparking Zero for the first time.
So the basis of this switch tech that they just found is this. Once you're comboing and you got your opponents on the rope, if you stun them or you hit them far away, right? You can then do a switch to have your teammate come in. They'll hit the opponent that's stunned or flying away, and it will continue the combo string. And then you can get nasty with that after that. That's kind of the basis of this. So he's gonna break it down, go into details about what the tech is. One thing I've been seeing from my research on this technique, the classic control scheme will be very difficult and a little cumbersome and a little slow. Standard, it's gonna be much faster. See if he hits on that.
I hope you guys definitely enjoy the video. I'm gonna be breaking down exactly how I found the mechanic, how practical it is, the pros and the cons, and then I'm gonna show you guys the entire gameplay of me using these and an overall gameplay-esque of the game. Let's get straight into this new mechanic that is so fun to use. It actually took me a pretty long ass time to find this, and it's something that I came about in my head after watching Nechi play for the first time, and he did his switch mechanic after comboing.
See, Nechi found it first when he hit him far away.
Someone in the air. He kicked them away for a pretty far distance, and then he switched characters and followed up.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, well, if that's a thing, then it's probably similar to the chase change mechanic, to where if you can do it in that way, I'm pretty sure that if you can find stun frames long enough,
bro, if you get the stun frames right, it could really be game changing.
You most likely should be able to switch characters and continue in the same way that you would in any other game, like Fighters or Storm Connections for that matter. So that's how I found it, and after a lot of testing, a lot of fails, trials and errors, I actually found the perfect timing for it, and it's definitely something that is very, very fun to use. Now on to the next question of how practical is this mechanic? Is this something that's
the big question. When they were talking about this on Twitter, I was in the discussion asking a lot of questions. To me, at first, it seemed like obviously it's a mechanic that could have been used, but I don't know how practical it is. Unless you get your opponent with one of these extreme stun states, some form of paralysis, a solar flare type of thing, or Guldo type of, what he does with his skill set. I don't know, because even if you stun him, then it's like a 1, 2, 3, then your teammate comes in with the hit. Now we're gonna see revenge countering may be a solution to this, but we'll see.
That's going to be busted? Is it going to be broken? Is it going to be abusable? Is it something the devs need to look at? And I'll start off by easing a lot of your minds and say, no, it's not. So I know a lot of youths who don't know too much about frame data and things of that nature automatically see this and think they need to stop this. No, guys, I promise you, it's not that broken. I'm not even a huge fan of switching in general.
This is my thing when I was talking to Kaizen about this on Twitter. In Sparking Zero, if you know about the tech so far, you have more frames to get back to neutral, as in turning back around. So what if Cell turns back around? Because we're playing in 60 frames per second. Some people higher than that, obviously on PC when it comes out. He'll be able to turn back around, get back to neutral, and be able to negate it. That was my biggest question. Kaizen said you still be able to use it, but I'm a little skeptical in my opinion.
When it comes to games like Storm Connection, so I know and understand that could be a huge problem in the game if it were consistent, but the cooldowns are just way too long in the first place for this to be unbalanced. So cooldowns, if you guys don't know already, when you're switching characters in Sparking Zero, it takes a pretty long ass time to come back. So there's no way someone's going to do this to you and then pull it off immediately after in a way that's going to completely melt your health bar and allow exploits. That's not going to happen. The next
That's
reason
fair.
why this really isn't all that broken is because if you mess this up, and you definitely can, you will be punished. So if you get the frames incorrect, if you do it at the wrong
You see how
timing
Android
at
18,
all, not only
she
will
got
you get the
back to
frames
neutral
incorrect,
really quickly. She was turned around, seemed to be stunned, got immediately back to neutral, got back to center, bro.
if you do it at the wrong timing at all, not only will you be punished by being attacked, but you'll also be punished because you'll be losing your entire switch meter for the duration.
See how
that
she
you
quick
can't
she turned around, bro?
use it.
That's my
Literally
issue,
leaving
man.
yourself at a disadvantage depending on how the match is going. And last
See
but
that?
not
Then you
least,
got
the
vanishes
overall
too, bro.
practicality to this, which is why it's not busted, is because you're only gonna really be using this when your opponent has low amount of health, or if your opponent doesn't have much ki. If you try to use it at any other point, then it's really just becomes pointless, and it's really just something you do to style on someone. If
Low amount of health, low key. I mean, I guess it's usable in that sense, but that's gonna be interesting to see, man. And key management is gonna be the biggest thing in this game. If you don't know how to manage key well, you may be cooked in Sparking Zero. So if you do manage key well, you do manage health well, you keep your switches on point, you know how to get back to neutral pretty quick, how effective will this be? That's my biggest thing with this. I don't know how effective it's gonna be. I'm a little nervous on the effectiveness of it based off what he's saying, man.
if you're not going for the goal of killing them. So yeah, I just kind of had to get that out there because I see a lot of different people panicking. Some people are super excited about it, and you guys should be. It's something that's only going to be used at a more high level play, and it's not something that can be easily abused over and over again. So it's really that middle ground for those who want to use advanced mechanics, and then if you don't want to use it, it's fine. You can play the game at the other way, which is without it, and it doesn't affect your chances of winning or losing in any way. So now the pros and cons to this, I have to say for sure, there's not that many cons. The only real cons to using this mechanic outside of the ones I've mentioned already is just it's so hard to pull off on classic controls, and trying to use this technique will literally have you pulling your hair out. And this,
Bro, I gotta do a video about it. Classic ain't the way. We gotta go into the details of why classic control scheme is just not the way, bro. Continue,
just due to
boy.
the fact that on classical controls you hold L3 and R3, and it also shows you your transformations and switching. And most of the time what would happen is I would do my heavy hit, be ready to switch, and then transform instead. And if you guys don't know, once you transform, your switching meter has a cooldown. So it's like, damn it, now I have to wait for neutral
man,
again.
that
Now I
one-
have to
that
wait for my
one
key to
work
come back.
on
I have to wait
classic.
for my opponent to guess wrong again, and then start it all over. And that was versus an
Jeez.
AI, so you can only imagine how difficult that would be versus a person to do. Standard controls, it's simple to do, very straightforward. It kind of reminds me of Raging Blast 2 a little bit in the switching, so I definitely got used to it very quickly, and I think that those are some pretty solid cons. Now, pros, I definitely have to say, is the damage output that is available to you. You can do some cool mix-ups. I mean, it looks cool. It not only does
It'll be interesting to see how creative people get with this. If they really get sticky with it, this may be something that's gonna change the game, in my opinion, bro.
it look cool, it just looks like both of your characters are tagging in and literally just beating this person up. So, you know, you can do some heavy hits into some key. You can do a rush attack. There's just so many different mixed opportunities of comboism that you could do, and that's one of my biggest pros to this. The next pro that
My thing is, bro, will you be able to come in, do stun, hit him with a blast 1 or 2, hit him with an ultimate. Now, if you can come in and do that, you're gonna be changing the game for real.
I have is that it actually gives you armor. So here I have a clip where I was using Super Saiyan God Goku, and my opponent tried to use revenge counter in between frames, which is a pretty solid response in order to stop me from switch taking. As you can see here in the clip, he had armor, and I was able to withstand the hit and continue hitting him anyway. So I think the proper punish instead of revenge counter would be a regular hit, and then that would probably be able to stop your opponent, but that's not confirmed until we get the game.
I don't like that you have armor and you got hit with a revenge counter. Because if a guy is good enough to time you coming in, he should definitely be able to get those hits off that he got you with, bro. I don't like that. I don't like putting no armor on stuff that shouldn't have armor, bro. Like, armor is already good enough, bro. Like, don't put that on stuff that doesn't need it. Like, doctor, like, nah, bro. Come on, man. I don't like that one.
But as of right now, it looks like you absolutely have armor after the attack, and that's something I watched while I was looking at the
phasing through the
footage.
dude body,
And
bro.
I think that's another cool, awesome con. So the main cons of this is that it's a huge damage output. You have armor after the inputs, and it looks extremely flashy. The cons, it's extremely situational. It's hard to do on classical controls, and it's not as free as it looks on screen. So let me know exactly how you guys feel about this in the comments down below. Do you guys think this is going to be busted? Do you think this is going to...
I think it'll be usable, but I think people will catch on and learn how to adjust to it after they see it so many times. They'll probably have some type of something in the back pocket to deal with it. Be a vanish, and it's a transmission. You know, something's gonna be there to stop it. So I think it'll be usable, but probably be on newer players, people that aren't as skilled. High level people, I don't see really this having so much effect on. They'll adjust to it like they always do. Meta moves, they'll adjust to it, and then you'll have to have another workaround. Well, the one I do think they might have some type of use for is when you hit a guy far away. When you just drain the health, drain the key, somebody blasts you away, and on the way, you can catch them off guard by doing the switch, then come in and hit them. But if you're gonna just be comboing and styling on a guy, teammate comes in trying to extend that combo, I don't see that working. I feel like it's gonna be too tight to see. You'll see everybody up close, and you kind of see the guy leaving out, see the guy coming in, you're able to time him up and catch him with something. But when you hit him far away, the camera is still far away, you just see your guy flying away. It'll be a little different, be a fast moving. I feel like be more opportunity there. Up close and personal, I don't know. Far away, getting hurt, I could see it happening though. But yeah, y'all let me know what you think of the video. Those are just my thoughts. I think it'll be something that's real cool. I hope it's not busted. It doesn't look busted. It look like it'll be something that's gonna be good for like medium skill to high skill players, which is good. Everybody can't just use it, and even then I think it'll have counters to it. Like he said, there's a lot of cons to it as well as pros. So let me know what y'all think of the video, man. I love personally learning about the tech of the game. Gameplays are cool, but I want to experience some of that for myself. Like I said in my previous video, I don't watch too much gameplay, but I love learning about the tech, the mechanics of it. That's interesting to me. So if you love that, I'll be doing more videos about this type of things. Obviously, gameplay showcases, character showcases, high level play, a whole bunch, man. Like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. I appreciate y'all again. If you haven't checked out some other videos, please go do so. Appreciate the love and support. Your boy WokeWiz, we out of here.